being a coach to yourself. As my therapist suggested that, oh, Lisa, you're 90 plus years old in public. So that sort of stability really helped my mental health. Behind the scenes problems, the minute I wake up, I already have so many. Hi everyone. So this one is not scripted at all. I didn't have a plan to film this. I mean, I had an idea that probably I should film something like that, but it feels very intimate. It's probably the most intimate part I've ever done in public. And even the choice of the background, as you can see, I was kind of struggling to find the best version for that. Anyways, the point of this conversation, probably you can pour yourself a cup of tea or a coffee, or probably you do something in the background while listening to my mumbling. But yeah, I just wanted to share something, because I started my whole YouTube thing back in 2014. Anyways, that was a long time ago. And I had a couple of rounds when I started, and then I kind of stopped doing that and filming that. I think I already published probably 4 or 5 videos. I was uploading them throughout the past month. But it feels like I'm still trying to find, first of all, I'm still trying to find the best format for that. And second of all, I'm starting to realize that probably the podcast or the video podcast would be the best, because I love to talk. I like to have a conversation. Wow, I just realized that was not very, probably that's better. The topic that I want to cover specifically today is the idea of being a coach to yourself in the moments of struggling, in the moments of, the low points in your life when a lot of uncertainty, so to say. So after the war started, me and my boyfriend, we moved a lot. Almost every single month we changed the country, because we didn't have, and we still don't have a proper visa, which will allow us to stay in one place for a long time. And I also kind of quit my job. Half of my colleagues also left the job. So on the one hand, I realized that it was totally the right decision to make. But second of all, it was a little bit forced. So I wasn't very prepared for that. And now I'm in the middle of, searching for another job. But at the same time, I'm do I really need one? Because all I want to do is pursue the blogging career that I started back when I was 15, but I never took it seriously. And that's totally my problem. But, when you have a lot of uncertainty like that, you don't know where you're going to be living in the next month. You don't have, a proper job. I was working remotely for almost 1 year and a half. And as my therapist suggested, that probably the biggest thing that I lost with my job was not, the money or reputation or something like that. It was that degree of stability that I had, because, we moved a lot, but every single day, regardless of the location, I knew that I am opening my laptop, I'm logging into Slack, I'm going to see my colleagues, the requests, the job that I have to do. So that sort of stability really helped my mental health. But now, as everything is shaking, the situation with war is also very, it's getting worse for some, getting better for, no, actually it doesn't get better to anyone. But anyways, a lot of instability, a lot of uncertainty. I tried to stay, sane. I tried to different tools that I can use for myself when I feel not sad, but what's the word? Because as someone who's got through clinical depression, probably I've never talked explicitly about that on the channel, but my friends, and I never kind of hide this fact that I've been diagnosed with that in 2014 once, and someone who's been through that knows that it's very it's very hard, and sometimes you're just looking for signs that you don't have this episode again, and you're always kind of at the background, you have this thought you want to prevent this from happening again. And my therapist, and now my coach, and obviously my friends, the literature that I read, it really helps me to get this base, to get this team of support in many ways. So the things that I wanted to share with you after this long introduction is that I decided to make my own kind of like morning routine, evening routine. I do believe in the law of attraction, and the way it works that I just started, attracting all those people who want to go into entrepreneurship, but they struggle to have an idea, or they lack confidence, or someone who's going through the same kind of like, uncertain low period in his life or her life. And all of those people were always trying to share what helps us and what doesn't help us. And I thought maybe I can share also like some of my insights and my findings that I believe helps me to get, through the day and not stop searching for another job, filming those videos, taking care of myself, of everybody who's around me. So I came to conclusion, but whenever I read any self-help book, I realize that it gives you all the tools, it gives you probably even the scientific explanations behind all of that, but not a lot of them emphasize the most important thing, in my opinion, is the discipline, is the self-discipline, is the consistency to do this every single day if it's needed to do so. And I thought like probably it's something that I like myself, and I should try it first for a long period of time and then make any conclusions. So currently what I do is that I wake up, and the first thing I do, like my boyfriend goes take a shower, brush his teeth, I turn on one lady, she's a Russian-speaking lady, and it's the affirmations. I think it's a YouTube video that lasts probably like 10 to 20 minutes, and it's like affirmations, to help yourself to remember that you can do this, that it's going to be a very nice day, like you should do the most out of this, that kind of stuff. It really helps in a way, like sometimes it helps self-depreciating thoughts, but sometimes now it starts working like the affirmations that she mentions in that video, they kind of like replace the self-depreciation thoughts, or I can force myself to, like consciously, if I have a thought like, oh, Lisa, you're not doing anything useful, or you just don't do anything at all, and then I'm like, oh, actually, no, I'm very capable of doing a lot of things. I do them every single day. I make the best out of this, and I'm just hoping for the best result. And after the affirmations, I also get this whole, routine of getting showered and stuff. And later, I try to skip breakfast. To do this, I write morning journaling. So just probably one page, like A4 page, just to get down all the thoughts that I have in my head, because the minute I wake up, I already have so many. And also the problem, or probably not a problem, probably it's a miracle, but I have around maybe 3 to 5 different dreams that I remember when I wake up. And sometimes they're like very crazy. And if I get them down on the paper, at least I have some space in my head to start this day with. Morning journaling, where I write all the thoughts that I have, and then I finish it with 10 things that I want to achieve. So I heard it from some American coach, I think. It probably will change from day to day, but the more consistent you're with the same goals and dreams that you have, the more probability that it's going to happen, because it means that you really want this, you really need this. And it just really helps me remember what I want and what I'm going for, and what are all of those struggles are for, probably. So the morning journaling followed up by 10 things that I want to achieve. And it's not something that you need to remember, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty much the same stuff from day to day. And if it's not, probably it's sign for you to review the goals that you want to go for, And later it's either me filming a video, editing other sort of content, and searching for a job. Now I'm looking for a full-time / part-time job remotely, but it's also hard because I don't have relevant documents to work in the EU or, in London or in the US. So it's a little bit problematic, but I'm here not to talk about the problem side. I'm here more to talk about the solutions that one might use when he is going through something as I'm going through. And I know a lot of people, I know quite a lot of people from Ukraine who have very different sort of problems, and I'm not even trying to compare my problems with theirs, but I think it's not even a good thing to do it that way, because everyone has their own set of things that they want to go through and solve in the most efficient way. And what else? So after the whole work day sort of thing, even if it's not a regular work day from 9 to 5. I think it's been 2 or 3 months since I finished reading the book Atomic Habits, and I wanted to have this habit. My camera was just like, I'm fed up listening to all of that. But yeah, I was saying like now for almost like maybe 2 months, I'm doing the home exercise for abs, because it's not like I want to even lose weight. I just want to like get in shape, mentally, physically be in shape. Those tiny things, they really help. And when it's not raining, and if I'm not living in a city with a dusty air and I have a chance to go for a run, I go for a run with my favorite EDM music, which has, this beat of 128 per second or per minute. I consider myself an EDM person, but I don't even know how this beats per second thing work. I do this exercise, I do this app thing, and I try to finish my day with shower, because, a lot of research, scientific research, kind of like revealed that if you go to shower or drive the car, you can enter this subconscious part, which will help you probably the same thing as dreams. It helps you to absorb different thoughts, ideas that you have, filter them out, and probably leave you with the most important things. And that's why I have this thing called behind the wheel meditation. Is whenever I have a car, I turn on my favorite music and I either sing or I just I drive whenever I want to drive, and I really do enter this subconscious part of my brain or something, because I sometimes come to very interesting conclusions or get very good ideas, and almost the same happens to me when I take a shower and when I'm not in a rush. So yeah, I try to finish the day with something that once again releases all of the stress that I can accumulate throughout the day. And also it's probably interesting to note that because we travel a lot, I don't have now a sad bunch of friends that are already always around me. And that's how I came up with this idea of morning coffee or evening glass of wine, whatever you prefer, in the Zoom with people that I cannot musically see in person. And it really helps me to, obviously stay in touch with the people that I'm interested in, and I want to be in touch with them. And I'm not talking about the best friends that I'm always on the phone like 24/7. No, it's people that I wanted to reach out to, but probably we didn't talk a lot before, or I just didn't have a reason to do that. But now a lot of people, especially after pandemic, are willing to do that. And I made not new friends probably, but new solid connections through Zoom, especially throughout the past half a year. And it's really helpful because especially now when we live in a small German town, the only people that I can hang out is with my amazing neighbors, but they're like 90 plus years old and they barely speak English, so that's a problem. It's hard for me to connect with person on a deeper level without knowing the language to the extent that enables me to express myself fully, So it's nothing to do with their age, it's just the problem of that I don't speak German fluently. And anyways, the thing that I was saying is that sometimes I do the calls with people in the morning after my journaling and meditation routine, and sometimes I do this in the evening before I go to sleep. And it really motivates me because it, as I've said, it helps me to stay in touch, up to date with people who live in big cities, whose life probably hasn't changed that much since February or COVID. And there are different tools that people might resort to when they need help or they're just going through some sort of crisis in their lives. A lot of tools that do not require any purchases, like, hiring a coach or a therapist. A lot of things that a lot of self-help books mention is the journaling, the meditation, the affirmations, reaching out to people that, inspire you, or they're just like your friends that can support you. Probably this video is also like some sort of a reminder to myself. I'm in that moment that I don't really want to be in, but I know it's gonna end in the best way possible, and there is always the light at the end of the tunnel. And obviously my situation could have been much worse, and I just, first of all, I need to, appreciate already what I have. Oh, and something I forgot to mention is the gratitude journal. Probably it's one of those top 10 classic things that most self-help books teach us, but it really works. On the worst days when I feel like I didn't do much or nothing has happened that can, cheer me up, I have this app called Notebook, I think, or Notespad. It's with the green elephant on the logo sign. And I have this note which already has the, 10 points that I just need to fill out. The 10 things that happened today that made this day a little bit better. And it really helps because when I finish writing all of that, unfortunately, I don't have a habit of doing this every day, but I read a lot of things on this topic, is that if you do the gratitude journal every single day, it can have as much effect on your brain as meditation. So it's kind of like of a similar value, and it really helps people that, have different struggles in life. So gratitude journal is something that probably I need to do myself, and probably it's a reminder for you, if you're watching this, that this tool also exists. So yeah, I think I'm gonna finish it here. And it's very hard for me to say which kind of format was that. Is it a podcast, a video podcast? A couple of my friends expressed interest in, not even being interviewed, but probably to film something together, because there is a huge demand for people supporting each other and sharing what they're going through. And especially when you have someone to bounce these ideas off, it really helps. So probably I'll try to do a video, not the Zoom, but probably meet some of them in person and film something together. And just let me know if you enjoy this format of video podcast, let's call it that. And I don't know whether this video is some sort of a confession to myself or anybody who's watching this. It's very liberating, when you talk about something that most social media tries to hide, behind the scenes problems. It's really liberating to be transparent about the struggles that you're currently going through, but at the same time, you're also reminding yourself that you're not alone in this, that everyone's going through crises like that, and if they're not going through that, probably they're not trying to grow, as a person. And it also helps to understand, like, this is the moment, it's the moment that I don't want to be in, but I feel like I have to be in order to grow, in order to succeed later, in order probably to learn a very valuable lesson. Even I have to do it this way, not the other. Hopefully this video is, you can choose the value of this video for yourself, if it has any. Let me know if you liked it, and let's just finish it up by saying that I really hope that you have an amazing day. Even if it wasn't the best until you watch this video, I really hope that it will get better. I love each and every one of you, and wish you the best day. And tomorrow also should be the best day of your life. Bye!